الرحيم بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد. جماعة المسلمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين صدق الله العظيم. Surah Al-Dhariyat, verses number 56 and 57. Surah Al-Dhariyat, 56 and 57. Let's go home and do our homework, inshaAllah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes an emphatic statement. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ. I have not created the jinn kind, the spirit kind, nor mankind, except for the purpose of worship. مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ. I don't want sustenance from them. وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ. Nor do I want them to sustain. Now, before our minds start getting away with us and thinking that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that He doesn't want sustenance from us to Him, that is not what Allah means. Nor does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mean when He says He doesn't want us to sustain, He doesn't mean He doesn't want us to sustain Him. Because that's a given. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He says in another verse in the Holy Quran, هُوَ الَّذِي يُطْعِمُ وَلَا يُطْعَمُ. Allah is the one who feeds and is not fed. So what this means here is, and it sounds like a repetition, but it's not. Because the one, in it there is a jumla fi'liya, and the other one, there is a jumla ismiya, a verbal sentence and a nominal sentence. And both have different kinds of meanings. So in the first one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ. I don't want sustenance from them for themselves on one particular day. Because a jumla ismiya refers to something that is permanent. وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونَ. And then we have the jumla fi'liya, something that is changing all the time. Nor does He want us to sustain ourselves on any particular day. He doesn't want sustenance from ourselves, to ourselves. In other words, He doesn't want us to provide sustenance for ourselves on one particular day. Nor does He want us to sustain ourselves with sustenance on any particular day. And why is that? إِنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الرَّزَّاقُ ذُو الْقُوَّةِ الْمَتِينَ. Why? Because Allah is the one and only sustainer. Ar-Razzaq. This is the Al of Ta'rif, the one and only sustainer. Al-Istighraqiyya, in actual fact, the only sustainer. Inna Allah huwa ar-Razzaq dhul quwwatil mateen, possessing great might and power. That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is one of Allah's many portfolios, the sustainer. Allah is the creator, He's the cherisher, the nourisher, the sustainer, the fashioner, the manager, the owner, the protector, the guider, the helper of everyone and everything in the heavens and on earth. La ilaha illahu wa la rabban siwa. He's the one and only one worthy of worship, and He is the one and only creator and sustainer of everything in the heavens and on earth, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So to Allah belong all the portfolios, if you like. And to us there's only one portfolio. And that is إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ وَمَا خَلَقَتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created the jinn kind or the mankind except for the purpose of worship. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another verse in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. And tell your family to pray. And here Allah is speaking to who? Speaking to us, the men. Allah make us of the true men. وَمِنَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ رِجَالٌ صَدَقُوا مَا عَاهَدُوا اللَّهَ عَلَيْهِ. And of the believers, there are true men that have fulfilled their covenant with Allah. Allah make us of them. Ameen. The men, the husbands, the fathers, Allah is speaking to us. Tell your families to pray. You are responsible to make sure that your families, that they wake up in the morning for Salatul Fajr. You check if they've made their Salatul Dhuhr. You remind them to make their Salatul Asr. You make together, inshallah. If you are at home and you didn't make it to the masjid, you make together Salatul Maghrib. And so on and so forth. We are responsible to make sure everybody, every believer that is, for our children of course, Muru awladakum. Muru. I'm not speaking Afrikaans here. It's Arabic. Muru awladakum bis salati wahum sab'u sinin. Wahum sab'u sinin. Tell your children to pray and they are 7 years of age. Wadribuhum alayha. Okay, and this doesn't mean beat them up. Wadribuhum. And we can go also into the other topic where it comes to the disobedience of women, but inshallah we'll leave that topic for another time. But it is basically just to startle them. To startle them by the age of 10, to take them basically and say, come, you must pray. And when they become the age of bulugh, then khalas, there is no choice in the matter. When they reach the age of puberty, they have to pray. So this is now a very important portfolio for us as husbands and as fathers to make sure that everybody in the house is praying. And this is part of the general portfolio of liya'budun. I've not created the jinn kind or mankind except for the purpose of worship. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts speaking about rizq again. ما أريد منهم الرزق وما أريد أن يطعموا عفوا وأمر أهلك بالصلاة واصطبر عليها. Let's first not leave that out. He doesn't say wasbir, he says wastabir. He adds a ta. Why? Because ziyaratul mabna tadullu ala ziyaratul ma'na. The more letters there are in a word, the more the emphasis of the meaning of that word. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says wastabir, not just wasbir, wasbir would mean, and persevere in that. No, wastabir, never give up. Never ever give up making sure that your family is praying. You first, of course. We have to lead by example. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ. Save yourselves and your wives and if you have your children. Why? Because Allah wants us to fear Him first. He wants us to make sure that we are implementing His commands and laws into our lives first, in order that we can be a practical example for our wives and our children to follow. So tell your families to pray and never give up. Persevere therein. لا نسألك رزقا. We don't ask you for sustenance. نحن نرزقك. We shall sustain you. والعاقبة للتقوى. And the ultimate success will be for those who have been conscious and mindful of Allah in this world. So here again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that rizq, this is not your portfolio. This is not your job. You are not responsible for provision. Yes, we are responsible to go out every day in search of our lawful sustenance. That's called istirzaq, to go and seek for our lawful sustenance. Underline the word lawful. لأن الحرام لا يدوم وإن دام لا ينفع. Why? Because that which is unlawful will not last, and if it lasts, it will never benefit. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your portion of this world. وَأَلَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. Another verse, mankind will not attain except that which they make effort for. وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. And they will see the fruits of their labor. Some argue that this is only for the hereafter, but it also applies in the dunya in terms of Allah wants us to take with the asbab. He wants us to go out and He wants us to make effort in seeking our lawful sustenance. But in as far as what is put out for that day, that is up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is written for us when we were still in the wombs of our mothers. فَأَرْسَلَ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ الْمَلَكِ أرسل يرسل ويرسل الله إليه الملك فينفخ فيه الروح. Allah sends, when we are still in the wombs of our mothers, Allah sends to us an angel and He blows life into us. And then what does He do? He writes, He is ordered, بِكَتْبِ رِزْقِهِ وَعَمَلِهِ وَأَجْلِهِ وَشَقِيًّا أَوْ سَعِيدٍ. And then He is ordered by Allah to write down our sustenance, our appointed time of death, our actions based on the choices Allah already knows we're going to make before we even make them. And as a result, whether we're going to be wretched or righteous. That is already known by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when we're still in the wombs of our mothers. And that's why the Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Ya ayyuhan nas, ittaqullah, O mankind, shield yourselves from Allah's displeasure. Wa ajmilu fit talab, and seek your rizq in a beautiful way. Seek your rizq in a beautiful way. يا أيها الناس اتقوا الله وأجملوا في الطلب فإن النفس لن تموت حتى تستوفي رزقها وإن أبطأ عنها. Says, shield yourselves from the displeasure of Allah and seek your rizq in a beautiful way. For indeed a soul will never die, a person will never leave this world unless they have gathered first all their rizq. They have used up all their rizq, even if it is delayed. In other words, they live a long life. وَإِنْ أَبْطَ عَنْهَا. Then he says, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهِ, be mindful of Allah. وَأَجْمِلُوا فِي الطَّلَبِ, and seek your rizq in a beautiful way. خُذُوا مَا حَلَّ وَدَعُوا مَا حَرَمْ. Take only that which is halal and leave that which is haram. Meaning that whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put out for us, nobody can keep from us. And whatever Allah has not put out for us, nobody can give to us. So don't stress about it. When we leave our homes in the morning, we should leave it like a bird. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لو توكلتم على الله حق توكلي لرزقكم كما يرزق الطير تغدو خماصا وتروح بطانا. If you truly had to put your trust in Allah, then Allah would sustain you like He sustains a bird. It leaves its nest in the morning with an empty stomach and it comes home with a full stomach. You think the bird wakes up stressing, waar gaan ek hier warm kry vandag? No, he just spreads his wings and he flies. Bismillah. Tawakkaltu ala Allah. That's how we're supposed to. Every day when we leave our homes, wallahi, make this dua. Bismillah. Bismillah. Amantu billah. Tawakkaltu ala Allah. Wala hawla. Wala quwwata. Illa billah. In the name of Allah. I believe in Allah. I put my trust in Allah. And there's no power or might except that which cometh from Allah. And that is how we go through this life, truly with contentment and happiness. What did Taqiyuddin is in his first secret to happiness? What did he say? علمت أن رزقي لا يأخذه غيري فاطمأن قلبي. He said, I knew that my sustenance, nobody could take it but me. So my heart was satisfied. Whatever Allah has put out for me, whatever Allah has written down for me, I just have to make the effort. I must try my best. And to Allah I leave the rest. لا تعجلن فليس الرزق بالعجل الرزق مكتوب في اللوح مع الأجل فلو صبرنا لكان الرزق يطلبنا ولكن خلق الإنسان من عجل. The poet says, don't be hasty. He says, لا تعجلن, don't be hasty, because rizq, Rosie, doesn't come with haste. Your rizq is written on the preserved tablet along with your appointed time of death. So if we just had to be patient and persevering, our rizq will come looking for us. But mankind has been created with haste. Jamaatul Muslimin, our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, لو أن ابن آدم هرب من رزقه كما يهرب من الموت لأدركه رزقه كما يدركه الموت. If mankind, and we did this the other night in the verse, we didn't do the hadith, but we did the verse. If mankind had to run away from his rizq, like he runs away from death, then his rizq will catch him just like his death is going to catch him. We did that verse the other night. قُلْ إِنَّ الْمَوْتَ الَّذِي تَفِرُّونَ مِنْ فَإِنَّهُ مُلَاقِيكُمْ ثُمَّ تُرَدُّونَ إِلَى عَالِمِ الْغَيْبِ وَالشَّهَادَةِ. Say to them, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Indeed, those who are, indeed, death, that which you are running away from, it will catch up with you. It will catch, you can't get away from it. Likewise, our rizq. In fact, there's a saying of Sayyidina Ali bin Abi Talib, radiyallahu tabaraka wa ta'ala anhu wa arda. He says that, لو ركب ابن آدم لو ركب ابن آدم, if mankind, لو ركب الإنسان الريح هربا من رزقه لركب الرزق البرق ليلحقه. If mankind had to, like Nabi Sulaiman used to basically ride by the wind used to carry him far distances. If mankind had to ride the wind to escape his rizq, Allah will put his rizq on the end of a lightning bolt and shoot it into his mouth. So, Jamaatul Muslimin, contentment. This is the true key to wealth in this life. Contentment. Being contented. Being satisfied. Trying our best, but whatever stage we find ourselves, know that whatever we have, we only have it because Allah has given it to us. And whatever we don't have, know that we don't have it because Allah has withheld it from us. So if we're going to be discontented, if we're going to be dissatisfied, who are we dissatisfied with? قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من أصبح حزينا على الدنيا فقد أصبح ساخطا على ربي. The person who wakes up in the morning dissatisfied with the portion that Allah has put out for them in this world, it is as if they are angry with Allah. So ليس الغنى عن كثرة الأرض ولكن الغنى غنى النفس. True wealth is not measured by material possession. True wealth is measured by the satisfaction of the heart. I leave you with a hadith al-Qudsi. I leave you with a hadith al-Qudsi or al-Athar al-Qudsi, narrated by Ka'b al-Ahbar, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يا ابن آدم خلقتك للعبادة فلا تلعب وضمنت لك رزقك فلا تتعب. He says, O mankind, I created you for worship. So don't play around. You stick to your portfolio. You've only got one portfolio. What's that portfolio? لِيَعْبُدُونَ, that we worship Him Jalla fi'ala. Allah's made it so easy for us. He's got all the other portfolios. فَلَا تَلْعَبْ, so don't mess around. وَضَمِنْتُ لَكَ رِزْقَكَ فَلَا تَتْعَبْ, and I've guaranteed for you your sustenance, your rizq. So don't tire yourself with worry and anxiety. He says, فَبِعِزَّتِي وَجَلَالِي, by my might and my glory, إِن رَضِيتَ بِمَا قَسَمْتُهُ لَكَ إن رضيت بما قسمته لك أرحت قلبك وبدنك وكنت عندي محمودا. If you are satisfied with what I've put out for you, if you are contented with what I have put out for you, then I will bring peace to your heart and to your body, and you'll be praiseworthy by me. وإن لم ترضى بما قسمته لك لأسلطن عليك الدنيا تركض فيها ركض الوحوش في البرية ثم لا يكون إلا ما قسمته لك وكنت عندي مذموما. He says, O mankind, but if you are not satisfied with what I've put out for you, then I will set the world loose upon you. Sounds scary, eh? Dunya, Allahu Akbar. We're chasing after it if we don't know how dangerous it actually is. I will set the world loose upon you, and then you will run around in the world like an animal that runs around in the wild, and then you will still only get what I've put out for you, and you'll be blameworthy by me. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those contented souls, Jamaatul Muslimin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those that only strive for halal, only strive for that which is lawful, and that we are satisfied and contented with whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts out for this. This will be true wealth on the dunya, and it will also be one of the main ingredients of the taqwa that we need for the akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us understanding. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillah rabbil alamin.